She spoke, well, that is the final statement she makes after chanting the hymn of Ananda and all that, you see. She spoke, the boundless members of the God, as if by secret ecstasy assailed, shuddered in silence, as obscure star, ocean dim, she delivered to the moon. As if by secret ecstasy assailed, shuddered in silence, as obscure star, oceans dim fields delivered to the moon. The boundless members of the God. Who is this God? The God. Of course, death. This God is death. So, the infinity of his members, of his body, his physical existence, whatever you call it, it shudders because of her utterance. There is so much of power that it feels its impact even in his physical. That power, no signal light is open. In other words, the hymn of Ananda is not going to make him move at all. It is this utterance which really stirs him up. The boundless members, the infinity of God is expressed by saying boundless members. As if by secret ecstasy, so it is a secret ecstasy for him. He had never experienced this kind of happiness, so to say, when she utters that. Now that is the real beginning of Savitri's victory over death. Until now it was all right. But he shudders, he feels, he experiences the impact of her utterance. As if by secret ecstasy assailed, shuddered in silence, as obscure star, oceans dim face delivered to the moon. So the moon is shining above and is heaving up with joy, so to say. The tides are rising. See. Then lifted up as by sudden wind around her in that vague and glimmering world, the twilight trembled like a bursting veil. So the whole atmosphere now kind of trembles because of her speech. So if this God can be touched, can feel that ecstasy of her utterance, then the entire atmosphere also feels that, you see. Then lifted up as by sudden wind around her in that vague and glimmering world, the twilight trembled like a bursting veil. So with that, the main theme is presented, but now there is a shift, there is a break, paragraph is there now. There is a paragraph break now, you see. Thus, with the poet is now entering into the picture and is narrating the rest of the sequence. Thus, with arms speeched, the great opponents strove. He is tracing the entire argument and summarizing now what he has to say. Around those spirits, in the glittering mist, a deepening half-light fled with pearly wings as if to reach some far ideal morn. Around those spirits, all the three, the glittering mist, a deepening half-light played with pearly wings, so bright glimmering wings, whole thing, as if to reach some far ideal morn. So from the twilight, the movement is now towards the ideal morn. Outlined her thoughts flew to the gleaming haze, mingling bright pinion with its light and veil, lights and veil. And all her words, like dazzling jewel, caught into the glow of her mysterious world, or tricked in the rainbow shifting hues, like echoes swung fainting into far sound, like echoes swung fainting into far sound. Very poetic line, very beautiful line. Like echoes swam, like echoes swam fainting into far sound. Like echoes swam fainting into far sound. This is the I am, like echoes, swam, second I am, fainting, trochee, into, trochee, far sound, again an I am. Far sound can call it spondy also. So you have got two ams, two trochees, and a spondy, so to say. All utterance, all mood must have. In fact, it's a very beautiful line. I like it. Like echoes span fainting into far sound. You see, it's on reverberating. You see, all utterance, all mood must there become an unenduring tissue sewn by mind to make a gossamer robe of beautiful change. Intent upon a silent will, she walked on the dim grass of vague, unreal plains, a floating veil of vision in her front, a trailing robe of dreams behind her feet. So now Savitri is moving forward still with that pattern. This man has shuddered, the twilight has shuddered, the impact is kind of already felt. But Savitri, what she herself felt with that utterance, that is not disclosed to her. And, but it is very clear. She has uttered that thing. Life only was my blind attempt. She has uttered that sentence. She herself, this man feels ecstasy now in his secret members. The whole world all around feels a kind of a sudden impact of that utterance. What does Savitri feel? She herself. The moment she has uttered that thing, she has kind of gained enormous self-confidence. Yes, now it is one. The victory is won. That kind of confidence has already entered into her. Victory is won. And therefore, intent upon a silent will. Her will is there now, silently, and she is carrying that will now forward. And with that will, she is moving through the whole landscape, through the whole place, you see. Intent upon her silent will, she walked in the dim grass of vague and unreal plains, etc., etc. But now, yes, that intention has been established, but now that intention has to acquire a kind of a yogic power to become effective. Simply intent is not enough. Something has got to be done now in a concrete manner. there to open to the divine power and divine intensity and divine force and divine light. Only they remain there, you see. So she withdraws, calls back thoughts from speech to sit within in a deep room in meditation's house. For only there could dwell the soul's firm truth. There, where? In Savitri's house of meditation. Within her heart, within her soul, there is a mansion, and in that mansion, there is a meditation room. It is in that meditation room, she is retiring now in that mansion. Only there could dwell the soul's firm truth. Only in the meditation's room. You see, that is important. Imperishable, a tongue of sacrifice. It flamed unquenched upon the central hearth, where burns for the high house lord and his maid, the home's a sentinel and witness fire, from which the altars of the gods are lit. What a sweeping statement. The 6 lines, terrific, you see. In fact, that is the whole occulty. I would say these few sentences, starting from what Savitri asserted, life only was till this 104. They are the real crux of the yogic, occult yogic Savitri. The entire occult yogic process is fixed here. Savitri has the knowledge now that no, life and death both are necessary to win the victory. She has won the victory. Her intention is clear. Now that intention has to become effective to realize it. And therefore she enters into her house of meditation. She withdraws and goes and meditates. Meditation's house. In Mahabharata Savitri, the original Savitri, Sanskrit text, there is no book of yoga there. It does not exist there at all, you see. But then there is one single phrase which summarizes, which tells, which indicates that she has been doing yoga. He has not expanded, explained and all that kind of a thing. But one phrase is there which says, yes, she was engaged in yoga. And the phrase is, she is described as an expert, an adept in the yoga of meditation. Savitri, an adept in the yoga of meditation. Dhyana yoga parayana, dhyana yoga, yoga of meditation, parayana, adept, expert in that thing. See, the background is Savitri has done what is described in the Mahabharata story, the vow of 3 nights of standing at a single place constantly for 3 days and 3 nights without moving from that place at all, you see. She has done that vow, completed the vow. Now the day of Satyavan's death has dawned. She gets up early morning, she does all her pujas, worships, whatever, and gets ready. And she goes to all the elders in the hermitages there and offers them her respects to them, to her parents-in-law, to the rishis, to the sages, to all those great people who are there in that conclave, in that hermitage grove. She goes to them and she bows to them and seeks their blessings. He is about to go along with Satyavan to the forest where he will die, you see. And then they don't know what is happening. None of them know. But she goes there, she offers her worship to them, respects to them, and they say, they all utter to her, all the great rishis utter here, let your life be without widowhood. Means you be the mother of a large number of children and your husband will be always living. That is the kind of a blessing they give. Saubhagyavati bhava. Saubhagya means let be auspicious thing be always to you, bhava. Let them be always to you. Saubhagyavati. Let you be the possessor of auspicious things always. They utter these blessings to her and she carries those words in her meditation, ponders on them, broods them, and keeps them intact in her soul. And therefore they say, Dhyana Yoga Prayana, she is there, she is absorbing those words and putting them in her soul. So that meditation house, Dhyana Yoga, is the only link between this and that, you see. In a deep room in meditation's house. Now, she enters into that house of meditation. In her own soul, there is a house there. And what does she see there? She sees something wonderful, most wonderful. For only there could dwell the soul's form to imperishable, a tongue of sacrifice. In that meditation's house, there is a constant sacrifice going on. Yajna, the fire altar is burning there all the while. In her soul, the fire altar is burning. A tongue of sacrifice is flamed unquenched upon the central hearth. So that is the altar fire which is constantly burning within her soul, you see. And what happens there? There burns for the high house lord and his maid, the homestead sentinel and witness fire. Now, he is describing two Agnis, sentinel and witness fire. Yeah, sentinel, one who is guarding the yajna, the fire who guards it, protects it. Witness, who is sakshi, who is observing it. Witness. Sakshi. Witness, yeah, fire, yeah. So, it is that Agni who is the witness, who is also the guardian. He is burning that constantly in that yajna of Savitri. See. Home state. It is in her house that fire is burning. Hearth, central hearth, he says. So she sees in her soul within, in that meditation's house, in her soul, in that house, she sees a constant flame burning, that flame burning and guarding and protecting her in every respect, you see. From which, it is that flame from which the altars of the gods are lit. So that is the power of Savitri's yajna. It is from that flame that the altars of the gods are also lit, you see. It is a kind of a transcendental yajna which is keeping alive, which is keeping kindled all the other yajnas performed by gods. You see. Savitri yajna alone is doing that kind of a thing. You see. So this is a fire which is in a way much bigger than the fire which burns in the stars. Even the gods, their altars are also lit by that. For only there could dwell the soul's firm truth, imperishable, a tongue of sacrifice, the flames are leaping, tongues of flame leaping. It flame unquenched, it can never be stopped. It constantly keeps on burning there upon the central heart. Means the fire is constantly being fed, it's burning constantly. Where burns for the high house lord and his maid. Now, house lord and his. See, basically, Okay, let's see. House Lord and his maid first. When a yajna is being done, in household yajnas or anywhere, the priests are chanting the mantras and you say swaha, swaha, keep on pouring oblations into the fire constantly there. And the yajna is being done by the house owner and his spouse together. See, house lord and his maid, they are what we call in Sanskrit yajamana and yajamanina. The house lord and his wife, they are performing the yajna together. See, normally she sits on the left side of him, and then they together keep on offering the fire offerings to the fire. See, so that is the house lord and his maid. They are constantly offering, making offerings to the fire. See. Now, in the case of Savitri, she sees the fire burning, the sacrifice going on, and there is the Yajman and Yajmanin. In the case of Savitri, who is the house lord? Who is doing the performance? Who is performing the yajna? Who is she who is performing with him the yajna? In the case of Savitri. Obviously, it is she herself and Satwan who are there together constantly making offerings within the soul of Savitri, you see. They together are constantly making offerings to the fire, you see. Satyavan and Savitri. In the normal traditional course, it is the house owner and his wife, they perform. Here, the two are this. But here not mentioned that thing. Traditionally, we could also say that the real performer of yajna is fire god himself. Fire god is offering oblations, ahutis to the fire. Agni, as a god, he is making offerings in the yajna. And his spouse, his companion, Swaha, Agni and Swaha, together, mate, his mate, they are making offerings to the Agni, to the fire. We could say it is Ishvara and Ishwari, the divine Lord and the divine lady, they are offering, making offerings to the yajna, Ishvara and Ishwari to the fire, where burns for the high house lord, Ishvara and Ishwari. So we have got already three, Satyavan and Savitri, or Agni and Swaha, or Ishvara and Ishwari. But are they high enough? Enough. Yeah, because it's a question of now meeting with death. See, that high has to be weighed in the context of death. You see, he is not going to oblige anybody else. You see, it is the Supreme Being Himself, which is consciousness force, the Adya Shakti and Mahapurusha, the Divine Being and his force Adya Shakti. Adya Shakti. Sat Purusha. Sat Purusha and Adya Shakti. It is they who are really making offerings to Agni. Constantly in the soul of Savitri, that yajna is burning constantly, going on constantly, and the Satpurusha, the truth being and consciousness for Adya Shakti, primal being, They are making these offerings to Yajna. Where burns for the house lot and is made, the homes a sentinel fire, from which it is because of them, of Satpurusha and Adyashakti, that the altars of God are lit. Because of them. You see. So such a big yajna, the cosmic yajna, the original yajna, it is that original yajna, the primal yajna. It is that yajna which is constantly going on in the soul of Savitri, in her house of meditation which is there. She retires into that house and she sees the burning, the Agni burning, the blazing up like that, you see. And there it happens, you see. In the Ramayana, there is a description of yajna. See, the battle is there. Ravana and Rama, they are going to fight. Before that, he performs the yajna, Rama. And then he becomes ready to fight with Ravana, you see, in the Ramayana. Now, at that point, he is offering, according to the traditional story, he is offering lotuses to the fire, Agni. But then they fell short of one lotus. He removes his eye and offers it. Rajiva Lochanam, lotus, and makes the offering. And then the gods are pleased. And, and the yajna is performed. And the next day, then he wins the victory over Ravana. So that is the power of yajna. That is the traditional power of yajna. It means you have to really give up your sight, your thoughts, your ideas, your imagination. Nothing matters. It is only that when you are totally surrendered yourself totally to that Agni, then the Agni blesses you and gives you the victory, you see. Gives you the victory, then you see. So that is the moment which has arrived in the life of Savitri, from which the altars of gods are lit.